Guys, before we really get into it, I would just like to apologize about such a short story. I am very, very busy IRL, but I still want to put something out for you. So, here it is. The Pill by The Wanderer. Don't take it. It's a miracle and a glory and the greatest thing that will ever happen, so they say. And it'll probably become law soon that you have to take it. They'll have you swallow it in a little capsule when you're still just a baby. Probably at the same time you're getting your inoculations. The thing in there weighs only a few grams, and it will be plucked out of a little pool that will probably be installed in every hospital soon. Those couple of grams are more than enough to make it happen. Sure, you'll never get cancer, you'll live until 150, you'll have stronger bones and a more resilient immune system. You'll never need glasses or a hearing aid, and if you lose something small like a finger, in a half a year, you'll have it back. If you lose a whole arm, that'll take about 2 years, and you'll have it back with nearly full functionality. It's the sort of miracle that's believable enough to catch on. It won't solve all of our problems, and it'll even create a few more, like overpopulation that we had never saw coming. But it works, it's cheap, it's plentiful, and that's all we need. Sure, they can't quite explain how the thing manages to rewrite our genetic code after swallowing only a few grams, but they promise us there will be answers someday, and that there are still no ill side effects. It's from a, quote, previously unknown variety of starfish, but they won't tell you that, even on the news. I think the story right now is that it's something they're growing artificially. These starfish live in the deepest, darkest places in the ocean, and they aren't very big or interesting looking. Honestly, we've probably seen them down there 1,000 times and just looked them over. It just so happened that guy, the guy with the show about eating all the weird foods, got a hold of one, God knows how, and thought it was a different kind of starfish and ate part of it. And a year later, the foot he lost was back. I'm sure they tore apart his house, tested gallons of his blood, and interrogated everyone he ever spoke to. And somehow they figured out just when the regeneration happened and finally found the fucking thing. It had been alive when he ate one of its arms, and I guess he just took pity on the thing and let it live in his tank in his house. Well, this led to that, led to this, and eventually they brought up a ton of the fuckers. But here's the thing. Think about our technology and our innovations. Think about what they're for. Mostly just to keep us alive longer, make us healthier, help us communicate better. What if, as a race, we already had the ability to communicate via thought? What if we naturally were incredibly handy and long-lived? What if we started out having everything that we would need without having to do a bit of work? Our goals would turn into keeping our world the way it was and simply enjoying things. With a mind so powerful it can transmit and receive thoughts with no effort, it stands to reason that other amazing things would be possible too, with a mind staying completely intact even in the smallest sliver of the creature. One has to wonder just what else a mind like that can do. Now, here's the question. If you survived all this time just sitting around on the bottom of the ocean with this incredible intellect, how would you amuse yourselves? What if your mind could wander and roam freely? If it can find, something to carry it? What if, as a race, we made ourselves the bottom of the food chain just to ensure we would constantly be taken by new creatures and allowed to see the world through their eyes? Is it really such a leap to think that such powerful minds could overtake smaller and lesser ones? No. Nor is it unusual to think that if such a race of powerful minds were endangered, would they use this ability to dominate the minds and defend themselves? Would they patiently wait until their enemies devoured them, then simply just displace the minds of those enemies and solve the conflict? I don't think that's crazy at all. I don't think it's crazy that there's suddenly a lot more war all over the world, a lot of research being put into birth control, and the additional release of that superbug that can make men sterile. We should be enjoying a peaceful world, but instead, we're killing each other faster than ever before. Maybe they're not even threatened. Maybe we're just a game to them. Maybe we're the 100th, 1000th race of beings that they've done this to. All I know is that they don't turn you into some zombie from a cheesy old horror sci-fi flick. They let you think that you're still in control, that what they want you to do is actually what you want to do. It all seems so natural, so right. Then, we're in World War III, and the only thing that the bombs don't scorch, don't destroy, is the floor of the ocean. Don't ask me how I know all of this. And do not take the pill. I would like to thank all of the lovely patrons currently listed on screen right now. If you would like to become a patron and have access to a really long backlog of videos and certain perks like having bit parts, head over to Patreon right now. I would like to thank Dan R., Neophyte Games, Chaos X, Mr. Swiston, Official Jerboa, JY Pyromancer, Hayden MH, Ethan A., Daniel H., Maximilian Charles P., Deneen H., and Go Go Cute Puppy LLC. Guys, thank you so much.